Namaste. My name is Manisha Singh, Assistant Professor in Department of Food and Biotechnology under Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences in Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University, Jaipur. I am teaching you subject Food Safety and Quality Evaluation for class DET FPT 6th semester. In today's session, we will discuss all about the spectrophotometers. Okay, so let's begin with the topic. What is spectrophotometer? Okay, so spectrophotometer, as you all know, it is an instrument that measures the amount of light absorbed by any sample. Then, in older times, it took weeks for the result to came out, and most of the time there was only 25% of accuracy. It was rather depressing for these scientists because quick results are very important to them, and there was not any good laboratory equipment at that time to make the process faster. So there is a scientist named Arnold J. Bachman and his colleagues at the National Technologies Laboratory, NTL, invented the Bachman-Diu spectrophotometer in 1940, and results come through simple process within few minutes, and the results were 99.99% accurate. So what are the components of the spectrophotometer? First of all, there is a sensing part, then there is a sample compartment in between that, and there is a light source and monochromator. Okay, so light source is basically used to provide a sufficient of light which is suitable for making for marking a measurement like tungsten lamp, hydrogen lamp, and xenon lamp. Okay, next, we have the tungsten lamp, and it is the most common light source used in the spectrophotometer wavelength, and it range about 330 to 900 nanometer, and it has a long life about 1200 hours. Next type of lamp is the hydrogen and deuterium lamps. For the ultraviolet reason, hydrogen or deuterium lamp are frequently used, and their range is approximately 200 to 450 nanometer. And deuterium lamps are generally more stable and has long life, about the 500 hours, and this lamp generates continuous or discontinuous spectral. Third type of lamp is the xenon lamp. Xenon flash lamps have several advantages as the following. Their range between 190 nanometer to 1000 nanometer, emit both UV and visible wavelengths, and it has a long life and do not heat up the instrument and reduces the warm-up time. Then dispersion devices causes a different wavelength of light to be dispersed at different angles. So types of dispersion devices used are, one is prism and another is the filters. So prism is used to isolate the different wavelength. Prism may be made of glass or quartz, and filters separate different parts of electromagnetic spectrum by absorbing or reflecting the certain wavelengths and transmitting other wavelengths. And absorption filters are the glass substrate containing absorbing species that absorb certain wavelengths. And the typical example is cut on color filter, which blocks short wavelength light and transmits the longer wavelength lights. Next, we have the absorption cells, or you can also see them cuvettes. A cuvette is a kind of cell, usually a small square tube sealed at one end, made up of plastic, glass, or optical grade quartz, and designed to hold samples for spectroscopic experiments. Next, we have the detectors. Any photosensitive device can be used as a detector of radiant energy, and the photocell and phototube are the simplest photodetectors, reducing the current proportional to the intensity of the light striking them. Next is the what is the uses of the spectrophotometer? So to determine the absorbance or transmission of the characteristic wavelength of radiant energy by a chemical species in solution, and identify the organic compounds by determining the absorption maximum, and it is also used for color determination within the spectral range. Now, there is a types of spectrophotometer. Mostly are of three types: single beam, double beam, and split beam. Okay, so the single beam spectrophotometer was the first invented, and all the light passes through the sample, and to measure the intensity of the incident light, the sample must be removed so all the light can pass through. and it is cheaper because there are less parts and the system is less complicated and it is less in cost, cheaper basically. Then we have the double beam. A double beam spectrophotometer compares the light intensity between two light paths, one path containing a reference sample and the other test sample, and measurements from the double beam instruments are easier and more stable. Then the advantage of the double beam design is high stability because reference and sample are measured virtually at the same moment in time. The disadvantages are higher cost, lower sensitivity because throughput of the light is poorer because of the more complex optics, and lower reliability because of the greater complexity. Third type of spectrophotometer is the similar to the double beam spectrophotometer, but it uses a beam splitter instead of a chopper to send light along to the blank sample. Sample paths simultaneously to two separate but identical detectors. Okay. So from this session, questions may be asked like which principle the spectrophotometer works. So the principle is Lambert's-Beard's law, and explain the principle of Lambert-Beard's law, and explain the spectrophotometer, explain the different types of spectrophotometer. Likewise, questions will be asked in your final exams. So prepare accordingly. Thank you so much for watching this session. I hope all topic is clear to all. Okay, bye.